Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Bakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwath that are listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I'm going to play a portion of just a few minutes of this video from civilreportuncut.com, which is on YouTube, and he has other channels, other places, because, you know, just like everyone else, you can't really speak the full truth. Truth is now hate speech. All right, point blank, period, because the truth does not benefit the powers that be, because the powers that be lied their way into rulership, and the truth reveals that they rule with fraud, that they rule with deceit, and that they're not who they claim to be. So anything that shines a spotlight on them is basically like, you know, putting a light in a dark room that's full of insects. They all scatter. All right, when the light comes on, they run. Okay, so it's just, you know, I'm gonna try to give you a lot of information in a very short period of time. So, you know, the video that I intended to do today was going to be a response to a video that was done about 8 months ago by two of the beloved elders, Elder PT.1 and Elder Dakbar, two elders that I hold dear to my heart. Elder Dakbar, you know, his history. You know, people always, you know, say, you know, that Malcolm, the historian of the Great Millstone, you know, because, you know, that's, you know, I teach, most of my teachings I have through the Spirit have generated around history. But I only have that spirit because, well, first and foremost, Yahweh Bashem Shai gave it to me, but he also sent me an elder and a teacher like Elder Dakbar, who I just, you know, real briefly, just, you know, share the story. On the first trip up top to go see the elders, I wanted to stay with Elder Dakbar so badly. But, you know, the Spirit did what it did, and a couple other brothers ended up staying with him. But because I wanted to pick his brain on history and see his books, and, you know, and because, you know, he was an elder that I took a fancy to because of his knowledge of history and the way he taught. You know, and the truth of the matter, all the men of the Great Millstone are historians, all the elders and the apostles. But, you know, I guess it's just the delivery and the memory, the way that Elder Dakbar is able to recall and remember history, you know, which is a gift, and I think that I have a small portion of that gift myself. But nevertheless, I ended up staying with Elder Tazarwan, Kazak and I slept on his floor, you know, and just listen, and man, you talking about that brother. Look, the elder showed me order, man. Because we went out there to learn and spend time with the elders, but the real reason was for us to go out there to get ourselves in order, so that we become the men that we are now, to lead camps and be in the positions that we are in now, and that's, you know, and I had a good time with the elder, I really did. He, myself, and my beloved brother Kazak, we had a great time, man. We cooked for each other, you know, we broke bread. You know, the elder answered our questions, you know, and he just really, you know, some of the things, and he will be very stern, like, look, bro, you know, this is what it is. And, you know, and so I appreciate that, and I just wanted to share that with the family. Now let's get into this, all right? As you're looking on the screen, it's talking about inflation, and that's because the money is falling. I have a client that has been very, very stubborn. He's been very stubborn about listening, you know, when we start talking about finances and things that happens, because he's worked in finances. He's been a millionaire, you know, 2 times over, lost all his money, and now he's on the verge of losing it again. You know, because when he lost it again, I lost him as a client, you know, and he, you know, did his Edomite thing and got back in there and worked his way back up, hooking up with these other millionaires and billionaires and using their money, because that's what he was good at, using other people's money to get, and he got back up there, and I got him as a client again, and I've been telling him that they want to go digital, and the system's going to fail, and he's been, no, the market this, the market that, and I've been telling him all that stuff is manipulated and false, man, because guys like this, the Silver Report, he won't pay attention to. Now, he had a harsh dose of reality because he called me this morning. We were texting back and forth about his training appointment. And then he just called me. But before he does so, before I go into that, let me grab a quick scripture. This is Genesis 47 and 14. All right, and it says, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house, and when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And that's what's happening again. The money is failing. So if you have stashes of paper money, bricks of money, all your drug money, or your legal drug money, or your illegal drug money, hid away in the safe and all that, you're going to have nothing, man. You're going to have nothing. This place, look, and you're going to actually need gold and silver. Now, I'm not talking about certificates, gold and silver certificates. I'm talking about actual gold and silver. Now, I don't own a whole bunch of gold. I got junk gold, a couple pieces of gold, gold jewelry, but silver, it makes a certain sound. And if you know what actual metal silver sounds like, that's the sound that it makes. It doesn't sound like a regular coin when it drops. All right? So if you don't have silver in hand, you're going to have nothing. Nothing. And don't think that that's going to save you. Just because you could maybe have a couple $1,000s worth of silver here and there, that's not going to save you either. It might feed you for a while, get you by, might even be able to pay somebody to spare your life to keep it moving. But at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to save you is how about Shem Shai. All right? Now, before I get to what he told me, he broke down and realized that this digital thing is true. I'm going to play a few minutes of this video and grab a couple other scriptures. So,
going on with the Philly Fed data that just came out, it's really interesting. It looks like good news, and overall there is some good news in it, but it's just crazy what's happening right now with prices. It looks like we're in for some real trouble. So their business sentiment indicator, it absolutely blew away the charts. It was just insane in March. Now, expectations were for a rise from 23.1 to 23.3. But according to the Fed, it jumped by the most ever to 51.8. So a number of 50 here would denote expansion. And so for it to jump from 23.3, which was the expectation, to 51.8, this is insane. It's the highest level going back to the oil crisis in 1973. Now, new orders, they rose to 50.9 versus 23.4 on the last print. Employment, it rose to 30.1, which is a terrible reading, versus 25.3 on the last print. Shipments, they were up to 30.2 versus 21.5. Delivery time rose to 29.5 versus 15.1. Inventories, however, they've fallen to 12.1 versus 20. Now, this is interesting because what we're hearing from a lot of companies is the issue is supply. There is some serious supply chain disruptions that are still very present, and they are just popping up all over the economy.
Supply chain disruptions. I got a subscriber by the brother goes by the handle of Flozell Hall on my council Christmas video that I did, I believe, yesterday. He made a statement. It says, my job deals with a lot of metal and wire. It's getting hard to get it. Now, I remember going back about 4 or 5 years ago, Dr. Colonel William